live there. Let's see here. Okay. Cameras are up. Are we good over here? All right, we got chat up. Okay. Sweet. Hey, hi, howdy. How you doing? What's going on, everybody? I don't remember where I was at. I'm a liar. That is what I am. I said that as I went through updating this, that I wasn't going to do extreme amounts of work to it. And here I am. I've taken all these, I don't know if you can tell, right? I've got a pile of them right here. Hang on, let's see if we can compare and contrast these two. Right? Old, dingy, graying, black rings. Right? Mac, how you doing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. Crap, that's dangerous. Okay, old, dingy, black rings. New, shiny. Can you guys even tell the difference at all? New, shiny, black rings. I don't know if you can see in the overhead camera too well, but without zooming in. Louie, how you doing? Louie's here, Mech's here. Had to change Kroger's tire today and snapped one of the... Oh, fun. That sounds amazing. You are so strong. What a man. He snapped one of the lug studs. That's nuts. You can see the difference. Wise one, how you doing? Nice username. Nice use of a username. Where am I at? Yeah, so... on this inlay, I'll hold it up for everyone so they can see. Let me change camera angles here. I need a third camera. Now it just sees and your 240-pound body jumping on the breaker bar did it. Manly. Alright, so all around the knotwork and the lettering is a bunch of black rings. Right? All the way from the top to the bottom. Okay? And... across where it says Finnegans, the top portion here, was all the old dingy black rings. And they looked like it was... you probably couldn't see it on the computer or through these cameras. But if anybody... this is going to hang up on my wall as a testament to my idiocy. You could see it, or you can see it, you know, if you're just standing looking at it, that the old dingy black rings are old and dingy, right? So I was like, I have enough black rings to go ahead and replace all of these. It's just going to take some more time. But, and it's just the word Finnegans, right? So not the end of the world. It's not the whole, it's not every black ring in the piece, just the lettering for Finnegans across the top here. So, gonna give this some elevation here. I've gotten to the G. Is that where I'm at? Am I done with the E here? I'm just looking around. So how's everybody's day today? What are you doing? What are you up to? Louis is breaking lug nut studs because he's a stud. Let's see here. How did my day go? I got my haircut scheduled Monday. Going to go get a haircut. And other than that, I've been down here doing this. So not much to report today. Alright, I did listen to a song. I forget the name of the band, but the lyrics were something about how a kid discovers rock and roll and was listening to all the 80s heavy metal rock bands, and And then when he heard this chord, and they were strumming this chord over and over and over, and it was like an E minor, right? He lost his mind and murdered his whole family, or unalived his whole family, right? Anyway, it was funny. All about, like, you know, how rock music is bad and you're going to be it's going to turn you into a bad person, but from a funny perspective. That was my excitement for the day. Tired from work, covered in fiberglass. Ugh, well, I don't envy you. Flux Draconis, how you doing? Fiberglass is not one of those things I ever want to mess with, ever, to be honest. Fortunately, I'm not in an industry where I have to. So, okay, so here's a fun fact. These older dingy black rings. Rachel, how you doing? These older black rings. Let's see if we can pick this up. Move this out of the way real quick. Use the zoom on the overhead. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, hang on. I'll show you guys over on TikTok here in a second. Okay. Getting close to being focused. There we go. If you look right here, okay, you see the end of that ring right there? See how it's anodized? It is also black. And I'll show you guys over here, right? The end of that ring, the cut, right, is black. Okay? The ends of the newer rings are not. You can clearly see that, right? Doesn't help if I push it down. Come on. There you go. The end of that cut, where that ring is cut, is not anodized. I find that really interesting. I don't know when that manufacturing decision was made, actually. I had probably stopped ordering from the Ring Lord by that point. But the older dingy rings, you can hardly see the opening, or the closure, right? And so half the time I'm spinning these little rings around trying to unweave them, and they are, yeah, it's impossible to find it. So to have the ends anodized does make for, I think, a nicer product. My understanding is that it's a lot more expensive, and it's really not necessary mostly. It does create a noticeable mark, right? If you were to look closely at any of the blackened, saw-cut, anodized aluminum rings in this inlay, you could see clearly where the closure is. And that's because they anodized, my belief is that they anodized the coil first and then anodized the, and then cut the coil, right? What is this? It's a random ring hanging out here. Where did you come from? Huh. We're missing a regular aluminum ring somewhere. I guess we'll have to find out where that came from later. But anyway. Alright. Copious of Collections. Copious of Collections. Hang on. Copious of Collections is Sarah. Sarah, I called you. No. No, hang on. C-O-P-I-U-S. It is Sarah. Okay. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I thought I got you confused with Rachel. And now I can't remember the name of her business, but it begins with a C. My bad. My deepest apologies. Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was a fun fact everyone should know about old anodized chainmail rings from the Ring Lord. The ends are anodized. So, where are we at? I don't have much else going on today. If I'm being truthful. So I'm going with my kiddo to go see Garfield, I think. And that's tomorrow. And then a haircut on Monday. And not much else is going on in my life except working on this stuff. I still haven't cleaned my house. Not that it's dirty or anything. It does need to be cleaned up. Mac, how you doing? And my yard needs to be mowed, but this time around, the yard's not terrible. So, what is that? Oh, hey, there we go. Cool. It's like, I'm hoping to get this lettering done around... I'm hoping to get the lettering done, the outline around the lettering completed, and then start working on filling in the green here pretty soon. I'm getting tired of this not being done. I'm tired of working on it too. Call me strange, but you don't really care for working in aluminum. You like the weight and feel of almost everything else. Yeah, no, I get it. Great, your pliers came in right on. They're awesome. I'm doing okay. Doing good. Can't complain. No. I did scroll through, because I don't know if you guys can hear music very well over there. I can turn it up if you can't hear it. But I did scroll through Pretzel Rocks, which is like the streaming service that Streamlabs lets you use so that you can use copyright-free music for music other than classic rock, which is what we listen to. And all the rest of it was kind of like, I didn't find anything I really enjoyed. So, but I am trying to branch out. A lot of it was like dance music and chill EDM, stuff like that. Not really my thing. How long have I been working on this banner? I have been working on this banner for the better part of 20 years. So as to how many hours I've been working on it, because I freehanded it, it's been 2 rings forward, 2 rings forward, 3 rings back, and that it has just added to the amount of time I've worked on this. So probably somewhere between 300 and 400 hours. Mad Fox Metals, how you doing? Mad Fox Metals was making a giant sheet of chainmail the other day when I stumbled across his channel. A quite cool piece, enormous. Makes what I'm working on just look super tiny. Alright. So, Flux Draconis. Do you have a favorite metal that you like working in? Like, is it, you don't like aluminum, is it steel or titanium or silver? I'd say gold, but I don't think most people have worked in gold. Yeah, you gotta drag it around earlier today between the rain and work like a dream. Nice. You're doing good. It's good to hear. Good to hear. I like to work in stainless steel. Okay, so I don't like to use anodized aluminum for anything other than static pieces, because anodization of any material, whether it's niobium, titanium, or aluminum, will eventually rub off. right? Stainless is so dreamy. It is. You prefer copper? Right around. Right on. Have your stuff calls to you steel, copper, and brass are your favorites? Right on. I have a warning about brass and copper and bronze. I'll get to that. The anodization process is nanometers thick, right? It's a tiny oxide layer on the outside of the material you're using, and it's not hard for it to rub off. So that's not to knock anyone who uses anodized aluminum for jewelry and whatnot. Like if you're making earrings, I'm sure the anodization will hold up just fine. I'm more concerned about like necklaces and bracelets and how long they hold up. I don't want anything that I make to be worn down over a period of time, right? So I mostly work in stainless steel. You only use stainless for your scrubbing pads for cast iron? Oh, I use stainless for everything. I don't make scrubbing pads for cast iron. I have, right? But like, I get asked about them a lot, and I'm like, yeah, I'd just rather not. There's, you can get one cheaper at Walmart than I can make one. But I was going to say about bronze and brass and... Okay. Using bronze and brass. This piece has bronze and brass in it. I have several pieces of bronze and brass, and copper is like the similar color to brass, a little more coppery. But most of the times when I combined brass and bronze, not in this example, but I have like three other examples over there. They just kind of look like turds. I have one that legitimately looks like a dog turd, okay? Oh yeah, most of it is straight poison, which is where copper gets its antibacterial properties. What? I'm very confused by that comment. I might have missed something. You don't like using aluminum for anything in jewelry? Me either. Silver, stainless steel, gold, right? Use anodized aluminum for hacky sacks? I mean, don't let me tell you not to do it, or don't let me influence what you do. There's nothing wrong with making a colorful hacky sack. If I knew how to talk, I'd be doing much better in life. But if I'm going to make a hacky sack, right, like I want it to stay the same color for forever. So I'm not going to use anodized aluminum. Right? I'm going to use anodized aluminum for static pieces. Same with anodized titanium. Maybe not anodized titanium, and here's why. Here's the difference. Anodized aluminum is a electrochemical process, whereas you need some dyes and some electric power supply and couple other components, and I don't want it anywhere near my house, so I don't want to ever like make my own or re-anodize a piece. But for titanium, you can re-anodize titanium over and over again. So if a customer buys a piece of anodized titanium from you and you have the setup to anodize it, right, and you just offer free re-anodization whenever if they ever have a problem with the color wearing off, right? I would do that. Copper is poisonous to almost all living things. It kills bacteria in that manner. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. They like lifetime warranty from you? Yeah. You know it's going to rub off, but they're cooler with a little color flare. Hey, I don't disagree. People like color. I don't. I'm not good with color. I'm terrible at it. I could provide some serious gaudy examples of me screwing up color. So usually I have to screw up something 3 or 4 times before I get anywhere with it. I'm getting better, but not much. But yeah, so does that make sense? It's like, Something's biting me. I like to use anodized aluminum to make static pieces. This is going to hang on my wall once I'm done moving it around. It'll never come down. And if it does, it'll get packed up and then unfurled and rehung up on a wall somewhere else. So I'm not worried about... And also the sun is not going to beat down on it. My sweat and chemicals from my body are not ever going to touch it the way jewelry does, right? And that's just, you know, I'm not knocking anybody who does. It's a perfectly reasonable thing to sell. I'm just, you know, iterating out loud why I don't do it. Stainless steel is still where it's at, though. You just have so much copper from work that you make stuff from. That, oh yeah, if you have no cost of material, then make what you can make with it. Heck yeah. I've actually never worked with copper. Brass, bronze, stainless steel, silver, aluminum, titanium, niobium. One day, the moon. Yeah, we are. These are like the old black rings that are graying and dingy are like super gray and dingy next to the new shiny black rings. I'm glad that I decided to change them all out, despite the fact that it's like a day and a half. Hello, user from Warsaw, Poland. How you doing? How is Poland? I have only ever seen pictures of Poland. I've never been there. Closest I came was Rhine-Main, Germany. Bit farther south, if I remember anything about geography. But, lovely pictures of Poland. Seen a lot of those. It feels the same as gold. Most jewelers practice in copper for gold designs. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. I shall have to give that a try. That's one thing that I wish, well, I don't know. Life would have been different had I gotten into a different hobby, you know, other than chainmail. Chainmail's been like the one thing that I've been consistently good at for quite a while, as far as hobbies are concerned. So, but I do sometimes wish I knew more about like goldsmithing or jewelry making, or, you know, I see people, I don't know what they're called. They're guys that make, they cut gemstones, right? See a lot of people doing that. I think it would just be cool to know how to do all that. Maybe one day. Lapidary, thank you. I knew there was a word for it. When I am streaming and weaving at the same time, the full strength of my lexicon is not available to me. So, oftentimes, I forget words. All of the time. So if I sound slow, I'm not. I'm just doing multiple things at once. That's all. But yeah, at this point in my life, the only other hobby I would pick up is blacksmithing, and welding and blacksmithing and other hobbies that my kid wants to do. I don't need to get all into cutting wheels and jewelers' benches, and I've got plenty of plans to make stuff from chainmail moving forward, so Saw you working on it last week. Can you see now real quick? Yeah. Nightmare 8282. How you doing? Let's see here. Everybody can take a look. You tried lapidary work once. It's an expensive startup. Alright. So all of the knot work is done. We are filling in the green. And right now, across the top where it says Finnegans, I'm going back around each letter and taking the old, dingy, graying black rings out and putting new, fresh black rings in. Holy HE double hockey sticks. Looks awesome. Thank you. It's coming along. Soon, it'll be up on the wall, and I can move on to other projects, which I am looking forward to with great excitement, let me tell you. I am excited to get this done. I have been working on it for years and years and years. It's like I started it. It was too... I did no prep work, right? I didn't do any pre-planning or anything, which was a bad thing to do because I didn't know how many rings to order. I didn't know how many rings to order of each color. I did not have a pattern of any kind to follow. And so when I started and I realized that it was going to be the whole 2 rings forward, 3 rings back throughout the whole design process, I gave up several times. And so now I'm glad to have it, what are we, 90% complete? So I just want to be done. Get it off of my desk, on display where it belongs. And yeah. Move on to other things. I've got some guitar straps to finish, some belts to update. What else I got? Giant Ringception jelly cube, another jelly cube, and then a third jelly cube. I don't know what else. Tons of stuff. I'm not going to run out of work to do anytime soon, although all of the stuff that I have like out, I want it done by the end of the year. Cross your fingers. Let's hope that happens. What should you eat for dinner? I mean, are we getting options or are we just throwing ideas out there? Are we cooking for ourselves or are we ordering out? What are we getting? You got a Sizzler anywhere nearby? I don't even think they have Sizzlers anywhere anymore. Red Lobster's out. They're all shutting down. Oh, you're ordering out. Okay. For dinner, I like a multi-course meal. You know, salad, entree, dessert kind of thing. And what's today? Thursday? So we can't do Taco Tuesday. You got a good, barbecue place nearby? If you're not already planning to do some grilling or barbecuing this weekend, I'd do a barbecue Thursday night. Get some barbecue chicken, maybe some brisket, some sweet buns. That's my recommendation. That's what I vote for. There is a Mission Barbecue here in Kenosha, and I need to go and visit because they make decent food. Problem is, my neighbor also proper barbecues, right? So we're always getting little plates of brisket, plates of chicken, and it's nice, and it satiates my desire for some good barbecue. You know, so I don't really think about going to, or I don't really have the urge to go get barbecue specifically, right? I did get some brats, and I've got some hamburger. I'm going to do a little grilling this weekend. It wasn't... We only had one good day last weekend during Memorial Day. Sunday was wet and rainy. Monday was wet and rainy. And I did say Kenosha. Fire 1104. How you doing? All right. Where are we at? Your new fascination is incorporating stainless steel hardware into your chainwork to get a more solid look to things. Like, I don't know. Let me zoom in here. All right. Fire 1104. Are you the fireman with the hot tub down the street from my house? Flux, are you talking like something like this? Or like incorporating hardware like that? Like beads and such. What kind of hardware are we talking? Oh, I might want to zoom back out. Am I from the area? No, I'm not from the area. I am a transplant. He sounds like a cool guy. He is a pretty keeps to himself kind of guy. Younger guy, single, got a hot tub on the back of his house. And so he is always... having guests over and some good music on the weekends. Yeah. I don't know him. But he's always got a flame or two running around. Oh, more like hex nuts, lock washers, and solid washers. Actual hardware. Oh, right on. A more industrial look. Very cool. I gotcha. All right. Yeah, no. I moved up here from Texas. Before that, I was all over the country in the military and on other continents. And then before that, I was born in Idaho. That's where I'm from. So... everything out here is new and alien to me. Kind of. My best friend in high school, his family was actually from the area north of me. Not Wisconsin, or not Milwaukee. Waukesha. I do frequent Bristol Renaissance Fair. I was stationed in San Antonio, Texas, and then lived right outside in Cibolo for a while, in between New Braunfels and San Antonio. I have not been to the Bristol Renaissance Fair in about 2 years, and maybe 3 now. Has it been 3 years? It could be 3. But I plan on going it. I nailed it. That's industrial is the exact vibe you're going for. Right on. I plan on going this summer. We've got a big camp for my kiddo that was quite expensive. So I don't know if we're going to also do the Renaissance Festival. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I would like to do the Renaissance Festival and then one of those haptic suit places where you go and you fight zombies and you feel them, you know, when you get shot or whatever. I'd like to do that. He's at a good age to do that. We are making a giant chainmail inlay that says Finnegans Wake on it. Give me 2 seconds. I'll throw it up for you. So I haven't been out to East Texas in some time. I went to a funeral out there. My neighbor's husband passed away. And he was buried out in East Texas, so... is this the front or the back? Can't tell where I'm at here. Thank you for the lightning bolt, Jamie. I appreciate it. Where's my camera button? There we go. All right, so this is a large chainmail inlay. It's got some knotwork behind it, and then the words say Finnegans Wake. Finnegans Wake was a bar in Alexandria, Louisiana that I used to frequent, and I started it a really long time ago. Oh man, even just holding that up hurts. It's getting heavy, which makes me concerned about other projects I have. Yeah, so bar in Alexandria, Louisiana. I got back from a deployment, and it was a great place to get away from the barracks. And so, thank you. I started this not really knowing what I was doing or what I wanted to do with it. But it was not properly planned for, and I ended up setting it down and leaving it multiple times. I went to college, I went on another deployment, got married, had a kid, and now I'm finally finishing it. So it's only been 20 some odd years. Not 20. Almost 20. Love the Celtic style. I like it too. It's kind of a non-traditional Celtic knotwork thing. It was an Irish bar, so I've seen other people's Celtic knotwork in chainmail, and it's really cool. I'd like to try my hand at a large inlay like that. I just haven't had the chance. This is like cleanup work for me right now. It's an old project that's been sitting around for forever that I already had the supplies for. And instead of ordering new rings and starting new projects and getting halfway through them and running out of rings and leaving them on one of my tables down here, I decided that I should finish this first. So we're almost done. Got to fill in the green, add some loops across the top to have it hanging off a dowel, and then I'm still looking for wall hooks to hang it from that are like Celtic themed. I haven't tried Celtic themed wall hooks, right? I did look for like 4-leaf clover wall hooks, and that didn't really churn up any results. I'll have to see what I can come up with. There's got to be, like, okay, I made an orca out of engineered plastic rings from the Ring Lord. They are black and white for the orca, and then clear, right? And the clear, this is blue, right? So it looks like there's an orca in the water, right? The clear rings look kind of blue. And, excuse me, for that, I have whale tails. Not the fun kind, but the decorative whale tail wall hooks. And I want to get some similar matching themed wall hooks for this, because I think it's a nice, like, finishing touch. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yes, literal spleen cleaning. Red letter, yellow letter, red letter, yellow letter, red letter, yellow letter. Randy Rabbit ran rings around Ryrie the rare raccoon. Do I do custom work? Sometimes. I have, like, a stock of bracelets right now. Similar to this one right here, and then this one, right? I have some more of these coming. Typically, no, because I am in the middle of, like, cleaning up my mess. of projects that have been laying around for quite a while. I try not to take too many commissions, but sometimes if you want something and I have the supplies on hand to make it for you, I will do it. If I can't, I will point you in the direction of someone who can. Usually, it's if I have the supplies on hand to do it, I'll go ahead and it's small enough. I can't do like super huge projects right now. I'll do it, or if it's something that I think I could do, you know. Which there's not a lot of that, but there have been a few. Like I made some decorative sleeves for my friend's highwayman's coat that had an argyle pattern in it, all one color, which took some pretty interesting chain techniques, similar to what I used on my saddlebags. So, it just depends. If there's something you want, let me know, and we can talk about it. I do like to make money sometimes. Speaking of which, I have sold almost 3 bracelets just today. That is something that happened. Someone finished a payment on one of the bracelets and started half a payment on the other, and then someone inquired about a third bracelet today. So, I'm not loaded yet, but, you know, coming up in the world pretty good. HE double hockey sticks. Yeah, man. Congrats. Thank you. It's like I don't put my stuff that is for sale out there very much. Usually it's during stream. The videos that I've made of the stuff that I have, they always kind of suck. But I also suck at making videos. And while I have a camera phone that I record everything off of, it's a much older phone. So people are using way more cooler stuff than what I have, right? And I can only blame the camera phone so much because I've had worse camera phones that I've sold plenty of stuff off of. So I need to make better videos of what I have for sale so that platforms share them with people, right? So mostly me having a stash of bracelets that I need to get rid of is on me. It's like I can complain about algorithms and whatnot all day long, but it's on me for not posting enough about them. Alright, I think that's the inside, the outside. Just got to do the back. The top's done. Alright. Yeah, it's nice to sell a bracelet. Get some stuff sold. So I've got like 40 pendants I need to make necklaces for. They're all like Norse pagan style Mjolnirs and Veg Viziers and what's the Norse compass looking thing? Always fun to say hi. Look like you're getting progress. Deadpool Scan, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, we're almost like done. There's a black row of rings around everything in the inlay, and I'm removing the old blackened rings because they're dull and graying, and I'm putting in shiny new black rings. And other than that, all the knot work's done. I just got to fill the rest of it in with green. And then make some loops across the top to mount it to a dowel, or to have it hang off a dowel, and then put it up on the wall. So we're getting somewhere. I'm hoping the rest of it goes quickly, to be honest. I'm ready to be done with this project. I've got some other cooler stuff I want to make. Which, that's part of the reason why I want to get all this stuff out of the way. Like, chainmail and leather guitar straps, those will sell, like, fairly quickly. If I get those in front of the right eyes, those will sell, right? So I've got a bunch of those to make. What is this? Hey, quick question. Is the ring you are wearing a simple E4 one, or is it the interwoven one you talked about in the Discord? This is the interwoven one I talked about in the Discord. Sounds simple, but time-consuming. Yes. Yep. It's just, you know, got to put a lot of hours into it, because it is going to end up hanging on my wall. I was saying over and over again, I'm not going to, you know, go nuts and redo the whole thing, but I kind of essentially have. And it looks much better. But it's, you know, I would be done now otherwise if I had just left it. Yeah, Flex, did you want a close-up? Come on. Let's zoom in here. I wish there was like an autofocus. Oh no! No, I screwed up the camera. Gotta reset the whole camera. Sorry for anyone watching if you're getting dizzy watching this. Alright, let's try that again. Zoom. Uh-oh, what have I done? Now it doesn't want to respond. Is it going? Come on. Like it barely wants to move. It's going. There we go. It doesn't want to focus on my ring. Hang on. There's like something wrong here. What have I done? Why won't it focus on this? Usually does not have a problem. Let's try this again. Now you can't see nothing. It's just a blur now. We're having fun with cameras over here. If I had a stream key from TikTok, I would be able to show you everything that we're doing. But we're cool on other platforms. It's like, come on. That sits well compared to a simple 4-in-1. Is it comfy? Yeah, you can wear this all day, no problem. There it goes. It's like almost focused. How's that? That doesn't look too terrible. I think that's probably as good as we're going to get. Let me get my finger out of the way. This is what he's asking about. This ring right here. The weave is called Interwoven 4-in-1, and it's one of my favorite weaves. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, where was I at? We are, okay. Right where I left off. I was at the last place I stopped. Imagine that. So I don't know if you guys were all here the other night. My kiddo beat Tears of the Kingdom before me, and now he's on his second playthrough. So he's having fun. I did enjoy that game. I haven't beaten it yet. I did enjoy playing the game though. You have one in 4 and 1 that sits odd, and that looks like the way to get it into sit right. Thank you for that. You're very welcome. Yeah, one of the things about this is like when I sized it, like I sized it for this finger, and now after wearing it on this finger for a short period of time, it got, I don't know, just loose, and now only fits on my index finger. The size, or I can give you, okay. So I sent some 20 gauge 1/8 back to the Ring Lord. And as a replacement, they sent me these, which were slightly larger than, see if I can find a ring to measure. I don't know if I can get my calipers in there. Okay, they sent me back rings that were slightly larger than the 20 gauge 1/8 that I had on hand. Okay, come on. You can do this. Let's see here. My calipers are too big. I would have to take a ring out and measure it. Nah, it's not gonna work. Dang it. I thought I could get you like a truer measurement. But yeah, slightly larger than the 20 gauge 1/8 from the Ring Lord, whatever they have their millimeter size listed as. And it's a good weave for a finger ring. Not a fingering, a finger ring. Measure outer diameter minus 2 times wire thickness for true size of inner diameter versus... Hang on. John's got solutions. John knows. He knows what's up. Oh, and I should turn this off. I'm glad I brought this back down. Let's see if we can get an outer diameter measurement. Okay, that's all the way up. Zero it. No. All right. 5.09 millimeters outer diameter. Okay, so minus 2 times the wire thickness. 5.09 minus 0.82 times 2, right? 0.83. Someone run those numbers. John is the man. John is the man. John's knowledge base is so much more than mine. All right. Who's got a calculator? No, not a calendar. Jesus. I've never once used a calendar on a computer. All right. 5.09 minus 0.83 minus 0.83 equals 3.43 millimeters. Whatever that, whatever correlates to that. Like, no, I guess that is a result. 3.43 mm. Hooray, math. It's so funny. About 3.5. Spot Finds. How you doing? It's so funny whenever I get comments on, like, my Jelly Cube video. Any one of the Jelly Cube videos. You can always tell who didn't watch the whole video. I probably have, like, 30 comments of people just going, weigh a known number of rings and then divide the weight of the cube by that number of rings, and you'll have how many rings it is, right? And I literally do that in the video. It's so funny. An aspect ratio of 4.2. Right on. Makes a good interwoven 4-in-1. And for anybody wondering what we're talking about, interwoven 4-in-1 is the name of a weave, named after its characteristics. Not all weaves have names that are characteristic, right? They're not descriptive of how the weave looks or weaves. But weaves, like what I'm using here in this inlay, is European 6-in-1, which is a historical weave where every ring has 6 rings going through it. European 4-in-1. Every ring has 4 rings going through it, right? Interwoven 4-in-1 is descriptive of the design of the weave. Every ring has 4 rings going through it. But then there's weaves like Rhino's Snorting Drano, Aeroplane. Why we would name a chainmail weave Aeroplane or Airplane. There were some real weird ones. If you go through the Male Artisans International League website and go through all their weaves, Not Tau 3-in-1, Tau 3-in-1, 1 hour less sleep, a weave called Oops. Actually, Oops is actually like a really cool weave that you can do. It's when you screw up 4-in-1, regular European 4-in-1, when you screwed up and then you just keep repeating the mistake, I guess is what it is. I've never made it. I want to give it a try sometime. But that's the fun thing about a lot of... nice. So when you rebuild this thing, you will have the proper size for when you cut your steel. Excuse me. Oh. Right on. Where was I? I was saying, yeah. A lot of the times when you have a chain weave, you will find a corresponding sheet weave that goes along with it, right? What do I mean by that? This is a chain weave, right? It's called captive inverted round. There is a captive leather strand of leather in there, right? And there's no correlating sheet weave with this. But say like Byzantine, right? Like a strand of Byzantine, like this right here, is a chain weave. And then you can do things like make sheets of Byzantine. And, you know, now you have Byzantine sheet. Not all chain weaves have sheet weaves, and vice versa, but a lot of them do. It's kind of cool. Like half Persian 3-in-1. There's half Persian 3-in-1, and then there's half Persian 3-in-1 sheet 5 and 6. I believe that in 1, 5 rings go through each ring, and in sheet 6, 6 rings go through each ring. It's all like insider baseball, chainmail community nerd information. You don't need to know this stuff, but it's stuff you will learn as you start your chainmail journey. Speaking of chainmail journeys, where are we at here? 9:30? Damage, how you doing? It's Damage, everybody. Everybody say hi. Damage, how you doing tonight? Alright. Where am I at here? I got lost. Am I done with that? G? You're good? Right on. I'm doing okay. Had a good day. Got a lot of work done. I've got 3 letters left here. I'm just double checking to make sure that I'm actually done with this. Those look new. Those look new. Those look old. Okay. So, a couple more rings on this G, and then all we have is the last 3 letters. I don't want to say them too quickly, but they are A, N, and S. I came a long way. Yeah, we're getting there. This thing's... When was the last time you saw it? Where's the top? What am I even doing here? Like, all the knot work is done. The lettering is done. I just got to fill in the green. Make any last minute adjustments. And make some loops across the top. 2 days ago? Oh, right on. I don't know how much I've gotten in 2 days, but it goes... Okay. Here's the thing about making stuff, right? With rings. A lot can happen in a short amount of time, and it feels like forever, and it's monotonous and boring. Like, say if you're grinding away on a cube. Uh-oh. Are we getting the puzzle piece of death? Hang on a second. We are. I can't. Yes, I want to drag the puzzle piece into place. Give me the puzzle piece. There you go. Okay, when you're grinding away on a cube, right? Like, it feels like you're getting nowhere. Or if you're making a giant piece of European foreign one for a shirt, it feels like it takes forever, right? But you can get a tremendous amount of work done in 2 days, you know? Even 1 day, you can get a tremendous amount of work done. And it, for anyone who's like grinding away at a project, keep going. You will get there. That's my point. Man, it's gotten to the point where just holding this up is hurting my neck. I'm going to have to stop doing that. But yeah. Chainmail projects are tiny little puzzles where each piece is a ring and you get to find out how they go together. How's that for deeply esoteric? So, no, this... Sorry you got to leave so early, but you got to deal with stuff. Damage, you have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever time it is your time. We'll catch you next time. John is working on another sheath for a blade. Euro 4-in-1, 20 gauge, 1/10. You get 20 rings. Feels like it's going to take a year, but likely only 8 hours total. Yeah. You should probably go wash off the fiberglass. Have a great stream, sir. Just remember, do not stop weaving. Best advice to newcomers. Yeah, exactly. All right, Flux, you have a good night. Hey, is it Jesus or Jesus? First one or second one there? No, this cannot stop a sword. This is aluminum. Which, that's another common theme of this cube and the videos I've made for the cube, right? It's aluminum. This is aluminum. I make a lot of stuff out of steel. These projects are just aluminum right now, but people keep asking me or saying that I should, you know, put a round through this cube to see if it'd stop it. But that's a lot like lining up, you know, 30 tin cans and seeing how many a round can go through, right? Which, you know, from a 22 to a 50 cal, you know, it would probably it wouldn't stop at any of them. It would just go through all of them, right? It'll only stop Lego and 3D printed swords. Yeah, there you go. There is chainmail out there that will stop a sword. Probably something riveted or welded. And it depends. Is it a slash attack or a stab? So, like, will it stop a sword? Maybe. Like, obviously it kind of works, right? Put some chainmail in the like flexible spots and the hardened plate armor over your large areas, and it kind of works together. And we know that it kind of works because we have evidence from battlefields and historical artifacts that demonstrate that it kind of works. And it was used for a very long time, right? And it's still used today, though not for like fighting, right? There's plenty of stuff that's made from chainmail today that we use. So, like chainmail. Chainmail are giant sheets of plastic chainmail developed by one of the guys that worked in the Weta workshop on Lord of the Rings. His last name is Kane, and he developed a process for making giant sheets of plastic chainmail, right? And that is used to provide shade to skyscrapers and parking garages and other buildings. Alright. Every piece you've shot, it shrapnels the rings or the round. Either way, lead or rings make it through, and it's not pretty. So, can make mail survive the round, but lead splashing through at speed is just point-blank buckshot. Yeah. Yup. And, I mean, what's going to happen if you shoot into a cube? You're just going to see how many rings deep it goes and how many rings shrapnel off and how much of the bullet stays intact. And Laxmi, how you doing? Good morning. You must be on the other side of the world if it's morning. Well, no. 10 hours is Okinawa, so that's 11 a.m. Okinawa time. Where are you where are you coming from, Laxmi? We had someone from Poland earlier. They stopped in to say hi. We're all over the map tonight. That's crazy. Usually we don't go anywhere, ever. Alright. Will the inlay be doubled over? With that inlay doubled over, have you ever grabbed a ring from the back layer while putting one in? Yes. Like, gone through and woven a ring into the layer underneath? Yes, I've done that. Usually, you can feel if you've screwed up putting the ring in the right place fairly quickly. Like I just did. Went through too many rings. So you're watching out for it, and then you can feel for it too to make sure you don't screw it up too badly. But I misweave stuff all the time. I'm going to go over this kind of with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that I don't have any rings not woven together properly. But even then, like I mentioned, I think last night, there was a corner I was working on, and I thought, okay, I'll fix it. I couldn't get it fixed on stream. I tried fixing it the next morning, and that didn't work because when I went to go stream again that night, it was still screwed up. So plenty of times where you're looking for a mistake and you just don't see it until you see it. You know what I mean? This is a large section here. Where are we at? 9:43. Few pictures and the mistakes will jump out in them. Yeah, exactly. The instant I take pictures, I'll see them all immediately, as well as all my open rings and bad closures. And for where this started to where it is now, if there's a couple mistakes, oh well. I'm not too concerned. I'm happy that it looks halfway decent. It's going to go up on the wall for a project that I started a long time ago. I am just glad that it is getting finished. That was, okay. So speaking of taking a picture, posting it on the internet, and, seeing the mistakes pop out, right? I said that in one of my videos that cubes grow at an exponential rate, right? And apparently that is not correct. What is correct is cubes grow at a cubed rate, right? Which is still very fast when you're expanding each, three-dimensionally, right? It's still very fast. But it's not quite exponential. And that is the difference between cubed and exponential, is that exponential is much faster, and cubed is still pretty fast, from an explanation someone gave me. But it made me think, right? It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to shake the camera. It's like, you can always rely on the internet to come through for you. If you just put out the wrong information to a question, someone will be there to provide you with the right answer. Always. And that kind of goes in line with mistakes in your work. Someone will always point them out. Because one day, once it's up on the wall, you'll see something messed up and have to fix it. Yeah. Yeah, which, I'm fine if it's at least up on the wall at that point. Put it up on the wall, take a few pictures, someone, post them to the internet, someone will undoubtedly notice something, which it is good to have multiple sets of eyes on your stuff, right? Because I look at this stuff all day long, and so, like, at this point, a mistake that I probably glanced over 100 times probably looks normal to me at this point. And so getting fresh eyes on it it's definitely a plus. Alrighty. A cubic function is a function in which the highest power of x is 3. Cubes use 6, I thought. I don't know, John. I don't know the math. I don't pretend to know the math. Someone claiming to be a mathematician came and said that cubic growth is different than exponential. And I was like, oh, I don't actually care, like, at all. But thanks, I guess. I didn't say that, but it's kind of how I felt. It grows insanely rapidly. The larger one of these chainmail cubes... Okay, so to provide you with an example of what I'm talking about, this cube is halfway done. It is almost 4 inches when I have this layer done. It's almost 4 inches on each side. I'm trying to get it to 5 inches. Okay, to get from here to 5 inches on each side, I have to double the number of rings that are here. There's almost 22,000 in here, and at 5 rings wide on each side, it's going to be almost, it'll be 44,500 rings, right? So, like, this is only halfway done. To get it 1 more inch out is double the number of rings in the cube already. So, cubic growth is fast. Layer count equals L times L times L times 6 cube total. Yeah. You'll find the term that is correct as you think it jumps to polygon math. I don't know. Row 110, column 35 should be yellow, not black. Yeah, let me replace that real quick for you. Oh, man. Wayward and Whimsical on TikTok is working on a 10 by 10 cube, but she has a confetti color cube, and on the outside of the cube is black rings. So there's this black layer, and you're looking through it, and there's all this color underneath. It looks kind of like an oil spill. That's an awesome cube, right? This cube right here, like, cubes are cool in general, but the astonishing factor of this one is how large it is, right? And that's cool. It's not as cool as the X factor on hers with all the color looking like an oil spill. Like, it's cool. Wayward and Whimsical on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That is Amanda. She's awesome. Makes awesome stuff. She also makes these really cool dragons. They're very cool. And she's been making large scale mail eggs for her dragons. So it's kind of this like combo scale egg bag thing from scale egg bag thing. And she'll put a dragon inside it, and it's kind of this nice combo deal. I want one. What is the number on the big cube? This one right here currently has 21,300 some odd rings in it. And when it's done, it'll have 44,000 some odd rings. It's like 44,500. Yes, she does amazing scale work. Dan, how you doing tonight? Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. It is, right now it's 16 by 16 by 15 and a half. I ran out of rings. And then the rings are 18 gauge, 1/8 standard wire gauge rings from chain-reaction.ca, chain-reaction.ca up in Canada. And they're bright aluminum. Okay, come on. Have you heard that song a time or two before? Oh. It's like people who have a name that's easily made fun of, right? Like, now I can't think of any. Yeah, your whole life? Yeah, exactly. And then everyone you meet, like, repeats the same joke over and over and over again, and it's this never-ending cycle of, like, people making jokes about your name. Like, I had a friend in high school, his name's Michael Clough. We called him Michael Muff. For example, Richard. Yes, exactly. And everyone he ever met called him Michael Muff at least once. And, yeah. Where are we at here? Okay, we got a couple minutes. So, I am a turd. I mean third. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. People have only ever called me Shawnee. I got that. Like, growing up. right? I never had any cool nicknames or anything. My little sister, her name was Shanna Banana. And she got that all the time. Last name is Neville, so you have the Neville brothers if you like blues, or Neville Longbottom. There you go. The constant reference. But doesn't that make it easier over when you're talking on the phone? So you don't have to spell out your last name, right? First name's Dan, last name's Neville. Like Neville Longbottom. Right? Like, I had a friend, his last name was Campbell. And, he'd be like, yeah, it's Scott Campbell. Scott, S-C-O-T-T. Campbell, like the soup. I have to say, white, like the color, or all the colors combined. Do I know anywhere? Reed? Yeah, I know where you can buy a cube. Okay, so you won't find a cube this large for sale, right? I don't know of anyone who's made one this large for sale. Usually ones this big are for personal projects. I am going to be hopefully raffling off this thing, right? We'll add these rings to it and make a large cube. But if you want a smaller fidget cube, a smaller jelly cube, Dan sells them. 10 by 10 is the largest you've seen for sale. Yeah, that's all I've seen for sale. So you got Dan right there, and then I know Astrid. It's Astrid.wolf on TikTok. Sorry, my arm rest is sliding out. She has some swaller. Gonna swaller these words here. She has some smaller ones I've seen for sale that she's been working on. But yeah, follow up with Dan. See if you can work something out. I have oh, and then yeah, come back and when I'm done with that other large cube and am raffling it off, come back and buy a ticket. She has a few videos on her page, the little ones. You made a 3x3 keychain, but don't plan on selling. Yeah. Sarah over at Copious Collections has stainless cubes on her site. 10 by 10 by 10 down to 4 by 4 by 4. That's a lot. The bigger they get, the more expensive they get. The bigger they get, the more fun they are. So the expense, it just kind of pays for itself in enjoyment over time. And if you get mad at yourself for spending so much money on such a seemingly frivolous thing, you can always take it and chuck it at the wall. Don't do that, though. You're definitely looking forward to that raffle? Yeah. Can I make covers for axes? I suppose it could be done. I've never done one. DW503, how you doing? I wouldn't rule it outside of the realm of possibility, but that sounds like something that someone with experience in making chainmail for bladed items might be interested in. Where are we at here? What'd I do? I dropped my ring. Oh no. It's totally possible, but definitely custom. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I wouldn't rule it out. You can make anything. Right? There's not like a pattern for an axe cover. You know what I mean? For things like that, I've had people come in and can I make holsters, sheaths, stuff like that. An axe cover kind of falls into that. And I always, like I do with everything else, right? Typically, Dan, have a good night. We'll talk later. Typically things like that are, what I recommend doing is taking I just put chainmail on top of my leather saddlebags, right? And I custom made the leather around it. For an axe cover, I would say, or a holster, it's like get the holster that you want and then put decoration on it of chainmail. Or there's also the chainmail stamp, the leather stamp. So stamp a chainmail pattern into something, as opposed to having chainmail in direct contact with a blade of any kind. Not to say that it can't be done, just that is how, if someone commissioned me to do something like that, that is how I would go about doing it. And I'm not saying that's the only way or the best way, but for safety reasons, I would love to have a holster decorated in chainmail, but I wouldn't want to have a pew-pew in a chainmail holster, or a holster made only of chainmail, right? Hello, sorry for bothering you. You want to offer promotion? Nope. Where's my phone? I can't even go delete this guy. Intervening guru who, whatever. Go away. I don't want to promote anything. Thank you, though. Where are we at? We are... Oh, good lord. Come on. There we go. Good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. That would keep the edge intact better. Then you could use snaps on the leather. Yeah, like if I were to do something like that, that is how I'd go about doing it. And there's there's many ways to skin a cat. I believe is the turn of phrase. I don't know how we started advancing the number of techniques used with which to skin a cat, but apparently there are so many that it became a turn of phrase. And I wanted chainmail on my motorcycle. I want a lot of it, actually. I'm going to put more on there. And so, I didn't try and make chainmail saddlebags, although that's probably possible. I took the saddlebags that I had, the soft... They're not soft leather. The leather saddlebags that I had, and then... I put chainmail on top of them instead of trying to build it from the ground up. You know what I mean? What are all the platforms you stream to? Twitch is pretty solitary over here. Flux, I am on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch. No, is that right? Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. Speaking of platforms I stream to, for everyone watching, it is about 10 o'clock. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed accessories and apparel. And, yeah. Need to get all this stuff down here in the basement so I can get back to designing, but we have plenty of stuff designed already in my website over at mailworks.com. So, if you like what you see, if you want to fund any of these projects or help me, with money to help me fund any of these projects, please go buy something over at mailworks.com. and use discount code LIVESTREAM to get 20% off. That's LIVESTREAM, all one word, all lowercase. Get yourself something nice. This giant snug hoodie with the chainmail print on it is pretty cool. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week. And I'm just chilling, making chainmail, working on all these projects in my basement that I need to finish. So if you want to watch some more or talk about chainmail some more, or come ask me if we can make different things, then please come say hi anytime. We have several people that pop in, say hi, stay for a couple minutes, and bounce. And it's 100% okay if you do that. I don't mind at all. I enjoy you saying hi. I enjoy seeing you guys. It makes me, feel like we got a good rapport going on between each other. Please go to my link tree in my bio or at the bottom of my website. That's all my social medias. If you would, please go follow me on all my social medias. I'm trying to, TikTok's been taking off recently. I'm trying to get all my social medias up and going. And they're all kind of, get a few people added here and there. And then other than that, if you're interested in learning how to make chainmail, in the link tree in my bio on TikTok and in on my website up at the top in the menu, is the Mailworks app. And the Mailworks app is an app I built for veteran and new chainmail artists that want to get into the craft or want to, have all the information at their fingertips. It's got all the resources I would have wanted when I first got started. And that's the Mailworks app. It's available on Google and Apple. Once again, it's in my link tree over on TikTok. And it's at the top of my website, mailworks.com, for anybody on any other platform. It is available currently on Google and Apple. Apple I'm having problems with because they're a sad sack of stuff. So I will get that figured out. It will be back up on Apple soon. I just got to go in there and figure out what's going on and then pay them $200. So, yay. It has all the resources I wish I would have had when I got started, like where to find chainmail rings manufacturers or suppliers, where to find tutorials. There's a Discord in there you can join if you have questions. There's a list of groups where chainmail artists all hang out and learn from each other and share their stuff. Right? Mech says it's very helpful. Awesome. It is just meant to be helpful. And there's also a link to my website on there too. I'm not, not going to lie. I do want you to go to my website. It'd be silly not to have that on there. But yeah, it is a resource. It's got tool recommendations. It's got calculators for different functions, aspect ratios. And there's a conversion chart that's coming. There's a couple of the things that I've been working on that I haven't added, but other tools that chainmail artists use. So yeah, trying to make it as useful as possible. So with that, it is almost my bedtime. I do have some stuff to do before I go to bed. I will be back on 8:30 to 10, most likely tomorrow night, but most nights of the week. So if you want to come back and hang out, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. You all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. But push the button. There we go. Use the finger. There we go.